Okay, let's take a look at the 30, 60, 90 right triangle. Unlike the 45, 45, 90 right triangle, this is a scalene triangle. All the three sides are different. And the relationship is obviously the side opposite the smallest angle is the smallest side. The next largest side is opposite the 60, and the largest side is opposite the 90. But there's a pattern as to how large they are. First, I allow the side opposite to 30 to be x. Therefore, the side opposite to 90 is going to be twice what the side opposite to 30 is. And the side opposite to 60 is going to be in between these two sides. So it's going to be the square root of 3 times bigger than the side opposite to 30. The square root of 3 is approximately 1.73. So this is 2. So obviously this has got to be in between. Let me demonstrate that with this following clip here. As you can see, the side opposite the 30 is 1.67. The side opposite the 60 is 2.89, and you would expect the side opposite the 90 to be bigger, and it is. But observe the pattern here. Notice it's this b can also be calculated as the side opposite to 30 times the square root of 3, and you can see I've estimated the square root of 3 here to be 1.73. And notice we get the same calculation here. 2.89, the computer calculates that to be. And then over here, 2.89, 1.67, which is A, times 1.73. You get the same value. Over here, take a look at C. C is supposedly twice the side opposite to 30. And notice that I multiplied, this is the side opposite to 30 here, and multiplying it by 2, you get the same value. No matter what I do to this triangle, as I move the triangle around and I change the measurements, this proportion, or these sides have the following proportion that looks like this. So now let's take a look at a few problems. Now that we know that this is true, let's pull in some examples and how do we use this to solve problems without, and we can do this easily without using the Pythagorean theorem. So let me get rid of this, and now let's pull in a problem. And you'll find these to be easy if they follow form, and most of the problems we're going to be doing are going to follow form. So take a look at this problem. We have to find the missing measures. So if you looked at the relationship between these sides, the side opposite to 30 is going to be half the hypotenuse, and with that being said, we know that if I double 8, I'm going to get the side opposite the 90 degrees. Now if you want to use the Pythagorean theorem here to figure this side, you can, but you don't have to. We know that the relationship is it's always going to be the square root of 3 times bigger than the side opposite to 30. So this is one situation you can have, opposite to 30, and the other two sides you can calculate pretty quickly without the use of the Pythagorean theorem. This relationship always holds true. Let's pull in another example. Here I give you the side opposite to 30. What if you had the side opposite? Let's move some things around here. What if you had the side opposite to 90? So here opposite the 90 is 20. How are we going to find the missing measures? Well, I always look for the side opposite to 30. If that's 20, the side opposite to 30 is always half. So let me pull 10 in. That's got to be that. It has to be. And you can see that you can use the Pythagorean theorem if you want to find this side. But remember, the side opposite to 60 is always the square root of 3 times bigger. And so this triangle is now solved without the use of the Pythagorean theorem. These patterns and this relationship always holds true. Now the final situation that you can get into is, first situation I gave you the side opposite to 30. Second situation I gave you this one where the side opposite to 90. What if I give you this situation? How are you going to find the remaining two sides? Well, if you remember the relationship between the side opposite to 60, and you should play with that clip that it's on the web page. You can play around for it yourself and just analyze the relationships. You'll see that this side is always the square root of 3 times bigger than the side opposite to 30. So with that being said, you know that that's got to be 7 now. This is smaller than 7 square root of 3, and you know that the side opposite to 90 is twice. This is the 30, 60, 90 in a nutshell.